All right, hitting the road again. This time heading to the great state of Wisconsin. On my way to see the Harley-Davidson Museum in Milwaukee. Trip started out great. Kind of a chill in the morning. Had to cut through Anderson, South Carolina on my way to pick up my riding companion for the next couple of days. Met Raj and he was ready to go. We immediately headed toward Nashville, Tennessee. But first we had to make a stop in Chattanooga. In Chattanooga I was meeting an old buddy of mine. Wanted to meet him for lunch. We stopped at the Feed Table and Tavern. It was a suggestion by Justin. Great place. Definitely a sports bar atmosphere. I recommend the chicken sandwich. After a quick visit, it was on to Nashville. First, we got across the Tennessee River. As you can see, the weather is absolutely gorgeous. Plenty of other riders out enjoying the great weather. Day 2 started out after a quick night in Nashville. Time to head on to Louisville. But before we head to Louisville, we took a little detour to see Abraham Lincoln's birthplace. This is in Kentucky. I don't think I've ever seen this much corn. Abraham Lincoln's birthplace is a well-maintained park. This is a replica of the residence that Abraham Lincoln was born in. This is Sinking Spring. It is located right next to the monument. Couldn't lose too much time here. It was on to Louisville, Kentucky. Crossing over the Clark Memorial Bridge. Crossing over the Ohio River. On to Columbus. Day 3 was just as gorgeous as the first 2 days. We decided to go around Chicago. My last time in Chicago, traffic was horrible. But this was actually a really good thing to do. Highway 14 going through Indiana was probably some of the best roads that we rode on the entire time. Great views, great weather, and hardly no traffic at all. Now, if we'd have needed a gas station, that would have been another problem. As you can tell, we have the entire road to ourselves for miles. Now I'm back on Route 66. I enjoyed this road so much I had to jump on it again. Here is the Gemini Giant. The first time I traveled Route 66, the Gemini Giant was gone. It was off getting repaired and restored. Couldn't miss this opportunity though. This is one of the many staples that is on Route 66. Couldn't lose too much time. Crossing over Gemini Giant Bridge, still headed north. This is crossing over the Plains River. Not too far out, going around Chicago now. This was one of my favorite stops along the way. Old Joliet Prison. Surely you remember the Blues Brothers. This is where it all began. We didn't have time for a tour, but I would have loved to have gone inside. It was closed on the day that we arrived. A lot of history here. Some of the most notable gangsters that ever be have lived here. And now we made it. Made it on to Milwaukee. We're at the Harley-Davidson Museum. The girls are flying in, but we've got time to stop and grab lunch and a quick beer. Now it's time to go find our accommodations for the next 2 days. And here we are, the Brewhouse Hotel. It's a Pabst Brewery that's been turned into a hotel. As you can see, they left most parts of the brewery intact and turned the hotel in around it. Really makes for a cool vibe. The girls had flown in, flew into Milwaukee, and Ubered over to meet us. They were going to spend the next couple days with us. This was one of my favorite parts of the trip, the Bronze Fonz. The Bronze Fonz is a statue of Arthur Fonzarelli, sits on the river, right on the Milwaukee Riverwalk. This was actually one of my most favorite parts. They have a live video camera that you can see 24 hours a day. We actually called some of our friends and they were staring at us on TV. Always good luck to rub the thumbs of the Fonz. The Milwaukee Riverwalk is great. Great atmosphere. Little bars, pubs, restaurants, plenty of things to do. Everything's within walking distance. Ferries and boats are constantly going up and down the river. The next morning stopped at a little coffee shop that the Uber driver had given us some suggestions for. Really cool, but the lines were long. Here we are at Lake Michigan. Kind of looks like an ocean. The McKinley Park Government Pier wraps almost all the way around the outside of the city into the bay. It's huge. You can walk all the way to the end, but we didn't. Time to go explore the inner city a little bit more. Roads are closed, but apparently Roger don't care about that. Now this is inside the Harley-Davidson Museum. Really cool. It is expensive to get in, and I would suggest getting there early. But the history in here was awesome. If you're a motorcycle guy, you at least need to try this once. This is back at our hotel. Bar scene was really cool. It's connected directly to your hotel. Then we went out to Lakefront Brewery and we got ourselves a tour. I really suggest doing one while you're in Milwaukee. Our guide was great, very informative, engaged with the crowd really well. This is actually the brewery that Laverne and Shirley was filmed. They do a great presentation here. Then of course you gotta have some cheese curds. You're in Milwaukee, right? The Riverwalk at night. Great scene, really cool. There was a Brewers game that day. Kept the streets relatively clear. We walked right in and sat down. Several locations. Day 5, the weather was trying to catch up with us. So we said goodbye to the girls and me and Raj hit the road. We were trying to make it to Cincinnati and hopefully we didn't get rained on. On to Ohio, and you can see we've got clear skies. Welcome to Cincinnati. One of the many crossings over the Ohio River. We probably should have appreciated these blue skies a little bit more. This is the Radisson Hotel. This is where we stayed that night right outside of Cincinnati. The top floor is a rotating restaurant. Really cool. By the time you eat, in about an hour and 15 minutes, you get a full rotation. You get the countryside and all of Cincinnati while you're eating as the top floor spins. Day 6, we got ready to hit the road. It had already been raining. It moved in on us overnight. We knew we were probably going to deal with some weather at some point today. Clouds are starting to build. And now we're starting to get a little bit of our rain. We call it waning. Now it's starting to pick up. Me and Roger are looking for a place to maybe just lay low for just a few minutes, let some of this pass. And boy, did we get lucky. We found a shelter at Stinking Creek Campground in Tennessee, and no, I'm not making up that name. But it was great. We were able to get out of the rain, get into a shelter, and then the bottom fell out. But after about 30 minutes, radar said everything was clear. You can see the blue skies in the film. We decide to keep heading south. Our plan is to make it to Nashville. So we hit the road. Boy, were we wrong. Boy, did we misjudge this. About 4 minutes later, we pulled back out and the absolute bottom fell out. We were kind of stuck at this point and had to keep pushing on. All you can do is keep riding. Luckily, the next morning, the rain had passed. Day 7 turned out to be great. We were on our way home, starting to make our way south, headed toward Maggie Valley. Weather was great, road was good. Great skies. Traffic wasn't too bad. We did run into I-40 hurricane repair. The hurricane tore this area up pretty bad. We had planned this stop earlier, the Wheels Through Time Museum in Maggie Valley, North Carolina. This place is outstanding. You'll see some bikes in here that you won't see, in my opinion, anywhere else in the world. And they're all in working order. And if you ask nicely, they'll come over and fire it up. The feel of this place was just great. It really felt like you stepped back in time. I'm pretty sure that's Roger's first bike behind me there. This wasn't even planned. Didn't even mean for this. We're riding through and we see Thunder in the Valley motorcycle rally. Why not, right? We pull in. It was early in the morning, so the rally was just getting started. Not too many people here, but it allowed us to go around and check out all the vendors. I would imagine by the evening this place was probably hopping with the size of the stage and the sound equipment we saw moving in. But after a few laps, we were time to head out. As you can tell, the bikes are starting to pour in now. We started heading south, and after about 150 miles, we got back to where it was time for me and Roger to part ways. After a 2,000-mile trip from South Carolina to Milwaukee and back, it was time for Roger to head home and me as well. But for now, picks from the road.